Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the rider careers. Patrick McDonald kicked off his season in Argentina. Can he continue that form in America? So here we are around the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, as Patrick McDonald winds up for two qualifying efforts. This interwetter machine, which was fantastic in Argentina. Still problems perhaps with the grip, with the tyres, getting the traction down, but apart from that, braking was much better, unlike Qatar and that first corner. An overall much better ride from him, as he should have got a top 5 in Qatar at least. He definitely did have that in Argentina. Again, probably the best possible result he could. Franco Morbidelli was unbeatable in that Mark VDS machine, but that's the task of McDonald and all the other riders in the field to prove that he is here in America. The third round of the season, not normally a race McDonald does well at though. So having fantastic pace here. Often falls and just cannot string together a consistent race. Let's see if that changes this season. Definitely help if it does, because he's up to 4th in the championship now. If he gets another result here, could be top 3, and then he knows round Spain. He's normally very good in Spain, so let's see what he can do. First of all, in qualifying. Well, he's not been particularly good so far this season. 8th in Argentina was decent. 18th in Qatar was not. So try and go for top 5 maybe here. So you go through this very twisty section. Getting rear tyres, not really sticking to the tarmac. Feels like he's sliding through corners, McDonald. And you don't want to be doing that round it. Of course, not the fastest way either on a modern motorbike. To go into penultimate corner, such a tricky corner. So easy to miss that apex, miss your braking point. So McDonald nailed it there, and into the final corner, a bit running wide on the exit. That's a 212.1. Decent banker. Maybe midfield. Let's see if we can get towards the 210s though. Go towards the first corner. And that's much better. Towards the apex. Nailed that. Not totally, but good enough. And through the right, having to dab the brakes, you can feel that bike going away from him slightly. And that's much better through the S's. Nice and smooth. That's what he needs to be. Look at that, 6 tenths up on this previous effort already, just in one sector alone. This is Alex Marquez, 211 point flat. That's the marker for McDonald on this lap. I thought it'd be a couple seconds. You have to go into 210s, but maybe not. Let's go towards the apex of the hairpin, a bit wide though, a bit scruffy. But picked up bike up nice and smooth. And he's 2 tenths up on Marquez. This is looking very good for McDonald. Halfway through this lap. Goes a bit wide though into the left hand. Again, that apex you don't really want to hit. So you go into the right. Short shift up to 3rd in a smooth exit. And hopefully a smooth run through the double left. That's nicely done, but he's down now just on Marquez. Not the best sector then from McDonald. It's now through reverse turn 8. Trying to get a fantastic run into the penultimate corner. Simone Corsi down on that speed up. He's had a superb start to the season as the Italian. Let's see what McDonald can do into the final corner, almost into his teammate. Hopefully offering some slipstream though, towards the line, 210.7. 10th of a second faster than Luti. And there's an interwet and 1-2 with Morbidelli in 3rd, 5,000 of a second slower than Luti. Marquez leads the second behind over Livio and Passini, then Nakagami, Baldassarri and Shirota. with Xavi running out the top 10 and with Ika at the back. So his first pole of the season, can he convert it into our first win as well? That's a superb looking grid with lights to Magnum right at the top on the front row. Fantastic to see. Has looking further down, you got Xavi around at the top 10 ahead of Kenta Marini. Then in the 5th row is quarter ahead of Agata and Bagnardi. In the 6th row, Axel Pons. 7th row, Xavier Simon. 8th row, Raffin, another teammate. And then right at the back should be other teammate. As here we are, revving up the engine, ready for the lights up here. And go out for this 5-lap race. Good smooth start for McDonald. He will lead heading into the first corner. Can he get the braking right though? He goes towards the apex. Nicely done. That's what you needed, McDonald. Nice smooth start. No one to battle with through the fast right. Now into the S's. Can he keep it together? Keep it nice and smooth. He goes through the right, into the left. Oh, that is beautifully done, McDonald. So now we go into the left at the end of the section. And he's a second ahead of Miguel Oliveira, up to second. Ahead of Morbidelli. Where is Luti gone? There goes McDonald's back marker then, or rear gunner. He goes down the hill over the kink. Now into the hairpin, outbraked himself slightly. As Morbidelli passes Oliveira for second. Oh, the Italian wants 3 from 3, but Miguel, he knows how to fight in that KTM. And he's 1.7 seconds behind McDonald. He's flying. Mr. Kennan on his opening lap. Takes a wide line into that left-hander. While Morbidelli gets past Oliveira for a second. So goes into this trike section in the middle part of the lap. Now through the double left. Bit wide in the first left, but hits the apex of the second. You kind of need to do that as well. And now Morbidelli is second behind McDonald. He's gaining that time back. Maybe not be a comfortable lead for the Kenyan as he crossed the line for the first time. Into the penultimate corner. Nicely hooked up that apex. Now into the final corner. That's nicely done as well for McDonald as he crosses the line with a 2:10.5, 1.7 seconds ahead of Oliveira with Morbidelli down to third. As this is confirmed, Oliveira ahead of Morbidelli. There's no doubt McDonald did a fast lap in the opening lap. Brilliant way to start the race. Now let's see if he can hold on for the next 4 laps. As this is a very different start to the season from last season. McDonald was not as competitive on that Suter. Showing that with top class machinery. He's definitely a top class rider once again. And 2.2 seconds ahead of the Oliveira now. Taking out another half second on the Portuguese rider on the chasing pack behind. So he goes slightly off the power through the kink, so he's not getting that rear end out as much. And into the hairpin again, missing the apex, but a smooth pickup out of it. There's Morbidelli ahead of the Oliveira. That battle is going to rage all race long, isn't it? You go down the back straight, 2.7 seconds ahead of Morbidelli. As he reaches 180 miles per hour for braking heavily into the left-hander. And there you go, Oliveira back past Morbidelli, helps with the slipstream. Then Morbidelli gets back past the KTM into the braking zone. So McDonald short shifting up, nicely done. Now into the double left. Nice to hit those apexes. Smoothly on the power, 1.9 seconds ahead of Morbidelli though. Really does lose quite a lot of time in that twisty section. Does McDonald. But he seems to have the pace everywhere else. There's Courtois out from 15th, the Frenchman. No points for him, and so is the case for Surin out from 23rd. Maybe they clashed. As we go out the final corner onto the third lap. Patrick McDonald is looking supreme this race. 2.1 seconds ahead of Morbidelli. So overall he gained around half a second there on that lap. As he goes into the hairpin. With everything warmed up now. So it should be even easier for McDonald to ride this bike. Which has been magnificent round. The circuit of the America is one of the few circuits in the world which works really well for bikes and the cars as well. Of course, it was designed for the F1 cars, for the American Grand Prix back in 2012. And in the 5-6 years now since, it's proved to be a world-class facility for 2 and 4 wheels. It's got a 2.6 second lead, gained another half second in that first sector. Again, nicely through the kink. Now, let's see if we can nail this corner for once, McDonald. Get towards the apex of the hairpin, pick the bike up beautifully. That's how you do it. As halfway through this race, he is in the zone, this Patrick McDonald. They're now just thinking of the championship as well, taking points off Morbidelli, who's almost 3 seconds back with Oliviero on his tail. Won't be enough to grab the championship lead, but McDonald can establish himself as the next best challenger. In second place, ahead of Marquez, ahead of Oliviero. A victory here. Be interesting to see where Alex Marquez is. Haven't seen him all race long. A teammate of Franco Morbidelli. Haven't seen Luti either. Saw the lead 2.5 seconds now over Morbidelli. So you go a bit cautious on the power through. The right-hander. Well, it's just been nice and smooth, McDonald. This is something we haven't seen this season. Even in Argentina, the bike was going all over the place. In Qatar, especially with the braking as well, struggling. But 2:11.3 in that third lap. 3.1 second lead now over Morbidelli. He's just got the legs on the Mark VDS and KTM behind. Goes out of that first corner, really is nailing all the apexes here. And not taking too much curve, which is most important thing that we learned after Qatar. Just clipping those curves. That's all you want to be doing. Don't be riding them. This was another very good first sector, 3.4 ahead of Morbidelli. Just as I say that, he does ride a curve there. Well, he wasn't going too fast, was McDonald. It's now through the kink. So right away towards the hairpin. Here's fantastic undulation this circuit. Especially that climb to the first corner and then down it towards this hairpin. And then you rise again down this back straight, reaching almost 180 miles per hour. Before you go down into this braking zone. Don't want to take in the wide line. And it nice and safe into that left-hander. Now into this section. Where can he speed up? Seems to be losing time. He's trying to speed up. I can see the bike just doesn't like it. Getting a bit out of shape. Gets into the hairpin of the left-hander. Very good for the crowd though. Being able to see the bike for an extended period of time there. Good section. So go for the right-hander again. Bit cautious on the power. And nicely into the penultimate corner once again. Really has nailed that corner. And into the final corner as well. Oh, didn't like getting on the power of the bike. But he crossed the line with another 2:11 as we go on to the final lap of the race. 3.5 seconds ahead of Morbidelli. It's been a Sunday ride for McDonald. This whole weekend as well, grabbing pole, leading from lights out this race. Has not looked bothered, has not looked challenged for the first time this season. Bike where he wants it, starting to slide slightly there. This is a bit out of sync in the kinks here. through the S's at the beginning of the lap. Hopefully should not have lost too much time. No, to Morbidelli behind. Still 3.9 ahead of the Italian. To go up the hill. Oh, lots of curb there on the exit for McDonald. Sliding a lot through the kink. Okay, it's the final lap. You can afford to burn the tyres slightly. It's nicely into the hairpin. Hits up the nice beautifully. Ran a bit wide though. In the second part of the corner. But still a smooth exit onto this back straight. As he leads by 4 seconds. Just half a lap to go for McDonald. As he's really easing the bike into that left-hander. And now in this stadium section, you can see the grandstands all around. Left, right, centre. Looking at this section. As he exits McDonald for the final time. Loses half a second in that sector, but better than normal. Especially in the first half of the race. Runs wide though. For the right. Gets it right for the left. For the penultimate corner. He's now there all race long. That's been his best corner on this circuit. This race. Then the final corner. Nails that apex as well. Picks the bike up and crosses the line for his first victory of the season. Fantastic ride from McDonald all weekend long. As he's 3.1 seconds ahead of Morbidelli. He's just ahead of Miguel Oliveira with Marquez in 4th, Pacini 5th, Luti in 6th, Bagnaia 7th, Basaldi 8th, Nakagami 9th, Savvy round at the top 10 of Marini, Agata, Simoni Corsi with points once again on that speed up. Shirota with his first points of the season, 14th on the Suter. Vauxhall Bonds grabbing the final point ahead of Raffin by almost a second with Locatelli at the back. So in the championship, Morbidelli still leads, but his winning streak has ended by Patrick McDonald, who climbs to second, ahead of Marquez by 3 points, with Olivier in third, Luti in 5th. Then we have Pacini in 6th ahead of Baldassare, with Bagnaia up to 8th ahead of Zavurini round out the top 10. There's been changes below him though, with Neki going up to 11th, Agata up to 12th, Courtois down to 13th after his fall, with Shirota in 16th ahead of Kent and Vinales with his first points of the season. Now outside of the points, you've got Xavier Simon, the best of the non-point scorers, in 19th ahead of Raffin now, with Remy Garner down to 21st, caused Tazy down to 22nd, Binder up to 23rd, Serin down to 24th, Donny Hernandez 25th, Axel Bassini in 26th, Nakashima, should I say, in 27th. My Japanese riders mixed up, with Manzi in 28th, Jorge Navarro down to 29th, Agua Pons in 30th, Powell in 31st, and Ika not in last, ahead of Locatelli. It's in the constructor standards, 3 from 3 for Calix, 30 points ahead of KTM, the Tech 3 in third, 11 points ahead of Suter, or just 4 points ahead of Speed Up. As, yes, very success fountain in America for the first time for Patrick McDonald in his career. And very happy to be up to second in the championship. His best start to a season ever. And yes, they'll be partying hard in Texas. As you go big or go home in the state, and he definitely did. McDonald earning maximum reputation. So can he repeat that success in Spain, where he's normally run very well round the Circuito de Jerez? As here is Patrick McDonald approaching the Jorge Lorenzo corner and warming up for 2 qualifying efforts round this very technical circuit in Spain, a rider's favourite, a fan favourite as well, the Spanish Grand Prix. To go towards the first corner, got to break a bit earlier than you expect. And look at that, Patrick McDonald in the zone, hooked up that apex beautifully. Now down the hill into the right, very easy to run ride. But again, he's in sync with his bike now. Start this season. Well, I said his best start to the season ever, even including his Moto3 Championship, Triple Rookies Cup Championship as well. So let's see if he can catapult himself up into the championship lead maybe in the first third of this season. Helped with another victory, of course, here in Spain. So it goes into the hairpin. Looking up all the apexes. Now this fast left. Didn't really need to brake, but again the bike felt like it was going slightly wide for McDonald. And now through the left, picking up that apex. Had to take 2 bites of the cherry though. Getting on the power on the exit. Look, he's hooking up every apex though. Not much wheel spin either. It's always smooth out the corners. Of course, Boyd with his first pole of the season as well in America. Not just his first win as he runs wide though in the right-hander. Very important right-hander. It helps with the run to the final corner. You will see that in the race maybe if McDonald has to get some passing on. As he goes on to the start-finish straight. Goes past the Spanish flags waving for Lorenzo, Marquez and Pedrosa and Vinales and Batista and Rabat. Half the field basically in MotoGP. Of course in Moto2 they have Alex Marquez as well. Along with Ica, with Jorge Navarro. Got quite a few Spanish riders in all the classes. And see he's a quarter second down in his first effort though. 43.5. Which is bettered by Nakagami. 43.2 from the Japanese rider. And he normally qualifies in the top 10. So that's the top 10 effort from McDonald so far. His first ever is out. Marcus down now on home turf. Pushing too hard in qualifying for home fans. And see McDonald now 3/10 up on Nakagami. Oh, as he's hooked up that left hand. And look at that. Could not get more glued to an apex. He runs slightly wide in the right hander, but Marquez is a 42.7. That's all. McDonald running wide. He's getting ragged. 3/4 of a second down on Marquez. Can he gain it back in this final sector? Hooks up that right hander. Uses all of the exit and some. Now into the final corner. Running slightly wide so he can pick up the bike a bit early on the exit. Get a good run towards the line. Has to beat a 42. It's a 43.4. Not the best qualifying from Patrick McDonald, but he is on the 3rd row in the top 10. At least ahead of Marcel Charotto in the 4th row. Very rare outing for him on that row. Ahead of Xavi and Danny Kent as McDonald is joined by Baldassari and Nakagami on that 3rd row. Then on the 2nd row, he got Bagnaia. Fantastic qualifying from the Italian, alongside his fellow countrymen Pacini and Miguel Oliveira. But on the front row, it is Thomas Luthi going bold by 1,000 of a second ahead of Franco Morbidelli, with Alex Marquez 500 of a second behind his teammate in 3rd, cheering up the home fans as Ica is at the back in his home race. So let's see what Patrick McDonald can do in the 4th round. So here we are looking at the group of Magnum on pole. 2nd pole in a row for Interwetten, and there is Light still in 9th. Not the best qualifying effort, but we've seen his start so far this season. He can definitely launch up a row or two before the short run to the first corners. Looking further back, got home heroes such as Jorge Navarro in 20th, Edgar Pons in 27th, and Ica right at the back. So yeah, we're in our engine rain for the lights up here. And go out for this 7-lap race. Decent start for McDonald, up to 7th. Looking to the outside of Bagnaia for the first corner. Oh, he's forced himself way wide though. That's allowed Baldassari by. He's going to the 2nd corner. Got Nakagami right in his tail. So going like 3 wide, it looks in front. Pacini's lost out, and here comes Xavi. Trying to be aggressive on the Tech 3. So there we are, up to 3rd ahead of Morbidelli. He's lost out to Baldassari as well. So it's not just McDonald or Pacini losing out. Here's the championship leader as well. To go on to the back straight for the first time. Long race here in Spain, 7 laps. The tyres will be aching. Will be in pain on those last couple. That's McDonald next to the outside of Pacini. Not going to work though, as Baldassari's electric on his opening up to 3rd now. Ahead of Oliveira as he got Xavi ahead of Nakagami as McDonald next to the outside of Pacini. Not going to work into the left-hander though. As Oliveira and Morbidelli battling for 4th. Here comes McDonald down the inside of Piscini. Up into 7th. Now behind Bagnaia. Let's see if we can get a good run into the fast right. Into the first right. Down the inside of Bagnaia. Fantastic from McDonald. Into the next right. He's run slightly wide. Which will mean he perhaps doesn't have a run into the final corner. Look at Bagnaia down the inside of McDonald. There's Marini down behind from 11th. At the end of this open lap, Nakagami ahead of Xavi. Was that under yellow flags? McDonald in 7th behind Bagnaia. As he got Oliveira battling for 5th. But the star of the opening lap was Lorenzo Baldassari up to 2nd behind Alex Marquez, the home hero. As it looks like Bagnaia's giving up on 6th for the time being. As there's the top 5 in front with Luti in 3rd. Miguel Oliveira 3rd. Or 4th, should I say. I keep saying he's 3rd when he's 4th, don't I? As we've got Surin out from 16th for the Malaysian. He has not had a good start to the season. Go down the back straight towards the hairpin. McDonald holding off Bagnaia. Hooking up that apex. There's Morbidelli up to 4th ahead of Oliveira. We've got Piscini ahead of Bagnaia behind for 7th. The veteran getting past his fellow countryman. Let's go into the left-hander. Let's see if McDonald can gain on the top 5. This final sector where he's very aggressive. You see losing the rear though into the second right. Half a second behind Oliveira. Or is that Luti in front now? So using all of the curb. On the right. Not a fantastic run. Heading towards the final corner. Not close enough to make a move on his teammate, is he? As he's stuck to the tail of Miguel Oliveira as he gone to the 3rd. That Bassini pass. Bagnaia for 3rd. Marquez fastest out 44 flat. McDonald couple of tenths slower. But he's definitely caught up to the top 5 now. Looking to make a move on his teammate immediately. He's given no room, but McDonald just pushes his way by the veteran. So he's up into the top 5. Now can he catch up his fellow championship contenders? Alex Marquez, Oliveira and Morbidelli. But Baldassari still right up there. In 2nd, that's a bit wide from McDonald onto the back straight. But he should have a good run now. Despite Luti getting slipstream, he should hold him off. He brakes well. Into the hairpin. He outbrakes himself though. And that's allowed not just Luti but Bagnaia by the Italian. McDonald gets quickly by him again though. Now looking round the outside of Luti into the left. We've come the inside for the right. Aggressive from McDonald, but he needs it to be. As he runs a bit wide into the first right though. Needs to hook up the apex on the next right as his teammate was there hovering. But he's almost a 2nd behind Oliveira in front now. After that mistake. As he goes through the fast right. As he nicks out, Baldassari is now getting attacked by Oliveira and Morbidelli, who's up to 2nd. So as Marquez continues to lead in front of the home fans as he goes into the 4th lap of the race. Let's see if McDonald can get involved in that battle for 2nd. He won't like that though, running wide again. As Baldassari now overtaken by Oliveira. He needs to dispose of the Italian quickly if he wants to finish on the podium. As he go through left. Into the next left. Hook up that apex, McDonald. Get smooth on the power. This is when you should be flying. Oh, not flying wide and off. Just the outside curve kicking up the rear. Under braking. And now McDonald down to 10th. This is a salvage job like Kitano. As he's got Dominic Agata behind. There is the Swiss veteran of this category, along with Luti. He's got Homero Xavi in front, battling Nakagami for 8th. But for McDonald, another race, another mistake. He can't afford to do that this season. But he's done it again. Just like Qatar. Just not consistent enough. Maybe. We'll find out at the end of the season, of course. Let's see what points he can salvage then from this race. Can he still get a top 5? Because he's catching on Xavi. He's dropping back from Nakagami in the battle for 8th. It's nice and smooth on the power. As he gone to the 5th lap of the race. Got some battling to do, McDonald. Go towards the first corner, nicely hooked up there, Apex. Why couldn't he do that a lap ago? And maybe he wouldn't have been pushing so hard onto the back straight, making that mistake. As I said, Xavi was dropping back. Look at that, he's up into 8th ahead of Nakagami now. There we go, onto the back straight. Don't get near the outside curve, McDonald. Instead, he's looking down the inside of Nakagami. He's looking down the inside of Xavi. Got a fantastic three-way fight here as fantastic traction onto the back straight for McDonald. Pass Xavi and Nakagami. Fantastic job. Up into 8th. Now he's got the battling Italians in front. 7th and 6th. Lutin 5th. So he runs a bit wide into the left-hander. But able to pick up the throttle so early. So smoothly. Let's go through the double right. He's got Nakagami right in his tail. He's got a 1.3 second gap in front as well to make up. So that rear brake is not liking it. Rear tyre. That's much better through the fast rights. Towards the final corner. Trying to hook up that apex. Be as smooth as you can, McDonald. Nicely done. As they go into penultimate lap of the race. Gets into the 43s. 43.6. Where do you find that lap time from? Fastest lap of the race. So go downhill over the curb virtually. Got to skim it. Now into the left. Trying to get into the slipstream of Piscini for this back straight. It should help him get onto the slipstream of Bagnaia in front of him. But a bit scree on the exit as look at the train in front. Top 8 all in a line. Down that back straight, no one making moves. It's out of the hairpin, nicely done from McDonald, nice and smooth. And he's very attacking on Piscini, picking into the left hander, not close enough though to the Italian. As you can see a couple, but you can see everyone in front of the veteran. Runs a bit right in the first right and the second right. Trying to get on the power, he runs wide. Looking down the inside, Piscini. Oh, he's not liking that. Not having it. Let's go towards the final corner. Can't quite get down the inside as now we go into the final lap of the race. McDonald's searching for points, wherever you can grab. Goes into the first corner smoothly down the inside. Up into 7th. Now Bagnaia in front, then his teammate for top 5. And you've got Xavi ahead of Nakagami's Dominic Agata, who's 11th down. Out of the points. Very disappointing for the Swiss rider.
As here's McDonald, half a second behind Bagnaia. That's not close enough. Onto the back straight. He won't be getting the slipstream. Passini will. Let's see if he can hold it off into the hairpin. He's got to hook up that apex. Get on the power nice and early as Nakagami passes Savvy for 9th. He runs a bit wide through the left. Guy needs a smooth run through the left-hander. Then the double right. The slow double right, heading into the fast double right. See, leaning on that rear tyre a lot. Struggling with that rear tyre through the double right, but he's got a smooth exit. Now into the fast double right. Right on the tail of the Italian. Right on the inside of the Italian. Forces him wide. It's the final lap. It's Ellsboro's out. Now can he make the move on his teammate? 4th, 5th. Before the line. Struggles to get the power down. He won't. As Alex Marquez wins on home turf. Good recovery from McDonald after that mistake, but still more points trucked away by the Kenyan as he did the fastest lap in sit, 4.1 seconds behind the Spaniard, with Morbidelli in second, making it a mark VDS 1-2, with Oliveira rounding out the podium in third, ahead of Baldassari with Lutin 5th. Then you got Bagnaia, Passini, Nakagami, Zavi. Then Quartararo, Sandro Cortese with his first points of the season on the Suter in 12th. Fantastic race for the German. Axel Pons in 13th. Remy Gardner his first points as well on the Tech 3 in 14th. Ahead of course, he contingency points scoring streak on the speed up in 15th. The 10th of a second ahead, or 7/10 of a second ahead of Isaac Renales, who was a 10th second ahead of Brad Binder with Locatelli at the back.
So in the championship, Morbidelli leads by 16 points ahead of Alex Marquez as he climbs to second after his victory, ahead of Patrick McDonald by 12 points, with the Kenyan just a single point ahead of Oliveira, with Luti ran out of top 5, 4 points ahead of Baldassari. He climbs to 6th ahead of his fellow Italian Passini. And then we have Nakagami around at the top 10 ahead of Marini, Quarter up to 12th ahead of Agata. And then Sandro Cortese up to 16th ahead of Marcel Shirota. It's not very often we said Cortese ahead of Shirota throughout these Moto2 seasons, with Gardner up to 18th with his first points of the season ahead of Oates Vinales and Danny Kennett. 20 rides are scored so far this season, with Xavier Simon the best of the non-point scorers in 21st. For Canex, it's 4 from 4, 39 points ahead of KTM, who are 33 ahead of Tech 3, or 13 ahead of Suter, who are just 7 points ahead of Speed Up. So, a disappointing race for McDonald, just missing out on the reputation bonus, as it was another up and down episode. Not as down as Qatar, but as you can see, he's scoring points everywhere at least for McDonald, and that was a fantastic victory in the Circuit of the Americas as well. Let's see if we can return to the rostrum in France and Italy next time. So, for watching, and I'll see you then.